The Book of Boba Fett. What a show it's been so far. And today we're going to be talking about some predictions that we might see in the final episode.
Going for a spa day in Camino. The Boba's about to be bussin'.
A few weeks ago, I did a mid-season review of Book of Boba Fett on what my overall thoughts were, and I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, I'll probably end up doing a full season review when we finally get this final episode, but I'm going to definitely say that's definitely shot up to a 9. Could even be a 9.5 by the end of the show. It hasn't really become Book of Boba Fett anymore. It's more the Book of Star Wars, the Journal of Star Wars.
Like a bantha.
I'm going to start off with some predictions that I'm going to say I don't think I've heard anywhere. And these are just ones that I'm coming from. And the first one I want to talk about is Black Croissant. Now, he is a character who is so cool in this series. I really like him. And I think he's one of the best characters who's had a good arc, coming from like a sort of like a side like villain character slowly coming into the fold and being on Boba's side. And I've said this. I said this in my mid-season review. I'm gonna say it now. I think he's gonna die. Right, big one putting out there straight away. I think Black Croissant will die. Now, how do I think he's gonna die? I'm not sure fighting who, but I think he will definitely sacrifice himself, and this will be because I feel like in every finale in a big show, I feel like a death is always imminent, and I think if it's going to be anyone, I just picture him the most. I can't imagine them killing off Fennec. I definitely can't imagine them killing off Boba. They won't kill off Mando, obviously. So I think it will be Black Croissant.
He's a goner. I want to ride it. Like a bantha.
Like I just said then, like a bantha. I can imagine in this last episode we will see Boba Fett riding the Rancor. It got teased in episode 5 or 4, I can't exactly remember which episode. And I thought it was going to be something we kind of built on, because obviously I thought that was going to be a relationship between Boba Fett and the Rancor that was going to build up over time. But we've kind of just, ever since that episode, we've kind of just jumped from the world of Tatooine and Boba Fett and just gone, you know, Mando, Luke Skywalker, Grogu, Ahsoka, Cad Bane. It's just like Cobb Banff. Everyone's just popping out of nowhere, and it's been really, really fun. Boba riding a Rancor, which will be really cool. I just wish we kind of saw in the lead up of that a bit more of the relationship between Boba and the Rancor building up. Maybe we might see that in the final episode, but I don't think it's really enough time to build a proper relationship over one episode, especially when it's the finale episode. Now, some of these on here are not my theory. Well, this one I'm about to say is not my theory, and the reason I'm saying it is because I do not think it's going to happen. I'm going to share my thoughts why I don't think it's going to happen. And that theory is Mace Windu was the person that saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple. Now, why don't I think this happened? I'm not somebody who thinks that Mace Windu died, right? I don't think he died. I think he did survive that somehow. But I just feel like, why would Mace Windu, arm chopped off, flying with Palpatine's lightning, he's gone absolutely miles and miles. I don't think the first thing in his thought is, I need to go save a little kid in this temple, I need to get out of here and just protect myself, was probably going to be his first initial thoughts. So I do think we will see Mace Windu one day, because Samuel L. Jackson has said he wants to come back for the role at some point, and I feel like they could do a really cool Mace Windu Disney Plus story if they really wanted to, about what he's been getting up to if he did survive, which I think he did, but I do not think he was the person who saved Grogu. I'm not really sure who. I saw a good theory from New Rockstars saying that maybe Grogu was actually hidden inside R2, or just a droid in general. So that's a really cool theory, and I do like that theory, because if you see in the flashbacks, they do kind of like, the droids are pointing at him, but they don't go to Grogu. It looks like they kind of walk past him, which that makes sense. Another one, Cobb Banff, definitely alive. He definitely survived that gunshot. I mean, if you really slow that gunslinging scene down, you can see he actually gets shot in his shoulder. And you can obviously tell like he survived that. They get a medic on him. The deputy's a goner. One thing I have been saying since we've seen the bike gang kill the Tusken Raiders, or at least we think the Tusken Raiders got killed, was I've been saying I don't think it was actually them, because as Fennec Shand said to Boba, Tuskens don't go down that easily. It could be revealed in this final episode that Cad Bane was actually the person who slaughtered them, and maybe put out that biker sign to kind of to mislead Boba and make him go after and kill these, not innocent because they're still bad bike gang, but kill these people who didn't actually do what he thought they did. Now, I know in Star Wars canon, Cad Bane and Boba do actually have quite a personal connection, and they work together, etc. They've had a fallout. There was a deleted scene where Cad Bane's actually the person who dented Boba's armor, and I hopefully that gets sprung up in this series, in this final episode. I think it'd be a cool twist, and I think it will happen to be revealed that Cad Bane killed the Tusken Raiders. And that gets on to my next theory, which I think not all of the Tusken Raiders, I think some of them obviously would have died, because if it is Cad Bane, he's a ruthless killer. Some of those Tusken Raiders definitely survived. I said on my mid-season review that I think it will be the kid Tusken Raider who we saw and the female one, because they were the two that really stood out and we saw the most in those flashbacks. I know we did see the child Tusken Raider's staff get put on the fire, but just because his staff's there doesn't mean we didn't see his body. Gonna throw another interesting one out there. Grogu's big decision at the end of last episode, I do not think will be answered in this final episode. There's too many stories to answer in this one. I feel like the best way to do it is have Grogu's decision start of Mandalorian season 3. While we're talking about it, I did say in a shorts video my opinion on the matter. My opinion has sort of changed on that, but how I thought it was going to play out is I said I think Grogu was going to pick up the lightsaber once Luke thinks he's strong enough and more powerful with the Force. He will then allow Grogu to have the Mandalorian armor, because obviously Luke had, strong connections with Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo, Ben Kenobi, Vader at the end. It's just he had connections, so it doesn't make sense for him to block Grogu from having those connections. My opinion has been swayed a little bit since I saw a new Rockstars video explaining how they think he will go down the Mandalorian route and then eventually become a Mandalorian Jedi with the Darksaber, which I think that would be a really cool. I don't know how quickly that would happen, because obviously in order for him to have the Darksaber, he would have to beat Mando in combat, which would be cool, because you could also then have Mando train up Grogu, which would be pretty cool. Let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend that is Cad Bane, alright? Let's talk about him for a second. In that last episode, his reveal was everything I wanted it to be. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the skin tone. I think it works because obviously he's now going to be in his 70s, which is old for his species, by the way. It just works well. He's been on Tatooine, he's all dried up. I just think it makes him look a bit more grittier. What I think is going to happen with Cad Bane in this, I really don't want them to kill him off. It definitely could be a possibility, right? Let's just put it out there. It could be a possibility, but I feel like Star Wars fans, now he's finally in live action, will want more of Cad Bane. I feel like after this next episode, people will want even more Cad Bane. Hopefully they don't kill him off, but you never know. I think that's where I'm going to leave this video. I just wanted to put out this video because I wanted everybody to know my final predictions before this final episode, which is coming out tomorrow. And so I can look back and go, I was right, I was wrong about certain things. Like I said, that Black Croissant death, I haven't seen anyone bring that up yet, so hopefully I can come through and be like, I was the first person to say it. Have that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. The support on the channel recently has been absolutely amazing. If you guys want to watch any more Star Wars videos from me, I'm sure there will be a video on screen now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, see you in a bit.